Hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and welcome to the final few episodes of Pokemon Emerald LP. This is episode 56, and I can rest assured that this LP will end on episode 60. As you can see, a lot of my Pokemon are at level 50, and I also have Rhino X on my team for some reason. Why is that? It's like, those of y'all don't know, I caught Rhino X during a filler episode, so yeah. And also Thyla's calling, but she doesn't want anything. It's kind of rare. That's never happened to me throughout the entire LP where my nav just went off, other than like the required time it's supposed to ring when your father figures out that you have a Pokemon nav and you register his phone number in there. But right now what I'm doing is basically showing you all, the audience, how to get to Evergrande City, because I know how to get to Evergrande City because I got there while training, but I know that you all, the audience, won't know how to get there, so I decided to go ahead and do that for you all and surf in this general direction. The best way is to start off from Moss Deep City, so you can just go down and then head down to this route and just make a solid right. And the way will pretty much lead itself. But coming from Sutavalis, the only way to do it would be to have a Pokemon with dive and then surf and dive your way out, and then just probably more or less just keep going down and then right. There's a waterfall up here, right here, and instead of wasting you all's time by showing off a Pokemon with waterfall, I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the top. So I'll see you all in a minute. Okay, and we're here thanks to Dodoodoo. Just to rest assured, I didn't cut anything out. I go ahead and surf down here just to show you that all you missed of me cutting out was just me scaling up the waterfall. There's literally like nothing else. So with that said, I will cut back and leave again. So see you all then. Okay, and I'm back. I did a lot of cuts in this episode just to, to help you all out. And yeah, I put Mara on my team. You're probably thinking, what the hell is Mara doing on your team? Why are all these Safari Zone filler Pokemon you caught in the filler episode on your team? Well, I put Rhino X on my team because as Ironsides no longer has the move Rock Smash. I went to a couple of areas like the move deleter's house and deleted a bunch of pretty much all of my HMs that were my main party Pokemon. I did this because I wanted to go ahead and go through Victory Road without using my Pokemon, my main Pokemon, as HM slaves, because I figured I would be at a big disadvantage if I did that. Because while HM moves are reliable for getting through areas, they're usually not that good except for Surf. So with that said, I took a lot of my HM moves completely out just to save myself. And what I ended up doing was choosing these four Pokemon, Slasher, Trizzard, Volcamo, and Zagzagoon, to be on my team, while Pelakil and while Pelakil, I think, and Ironsides, yeah, I do know two other Pokemon pretty much waited out, like they stay in the back. And I decided to go ahead and get Mara because Mara can learn the move Flash, which you don't really need in the Victory Road, but it does make Victory Road a hell of a lot easier because there's this one section in Victory Road that requires you to use Flash. So with that said, it doesn't require you to use Flash, but it recommends you use Flash because the entire area, much like when we caught Ironsides in Granite Cave, the area is like dark, but you can see yourself in like a small radius of area around you. So with that said, I go ahead and put Mara on my team and taught her Flash, so that the Flash can pretty much show the way and make my route on Victory Road easier. I teach Rhino X pretty much all of the strength and rock. I teach him strength and Rock Smash so that he can get through like the boulders in this area, which will make things a hell of a lot easier. And since I already have Zagzagoon using Surf, I can pretty much surf my way. Waterfall isn't required either, but there is a section where you can use Waterfall to make going from one place to another a lot easier. I don't end up using it because I don't want too many HM slaves on my team, but I do, but there is a part where I get a little bit lost in Victory Road because of it. So yeah, and excuse that noise, that was some random item right beside me. But yeah, and we meet up with Wally again, so yeah, we get to battle Wally yet again. And this is the final time we'll be battling Wally. So, yeah. kudos to him. I say this because I gotta say, out of all the, and yes, I'm giving him rival music. Out of all of, I will say Wally is a way better rival, and he freaking starts off with Altaria, for Christ's sakes. But anyway, as I was saying, Wally is, oh no, my fault, I had Pelakil on my team. Wally is a better rival, I gotta say, than May is in this game. Wally should have deserved more like screen time, or like, you know, some more attention should have been brought to Wally's character, because, you know, he may not have a team of 6 Pokemon, but he's got a team of about 5 Pokemon, and all of them are more or less fully evolved. So yeah, Wally definitely earns my respect as a trainer. Freaking yeah. He's got some reliably strong Pokemon. Yeah, they should have tackled Wally as a character a lot more in this game, because I feel Wally was a very good character compared to May as a rival, because Wally has more of a backstory. Wally's backstory is that he was really sick. I explained this before too, when the episode where we're introduced to him. Basically, his backstory is that he's really sick. He was so sick that he couldn't leave the house, and then he ended up becoming a Pokemon trainer. And now look at him. He's made it all the way to the freaking Victory Road with me. Like, he's battling me in Victory Road. It's just so cool to see that he's become so strong thanks to Pokemon. Where at one point he was so sick he couldn't leave the house, but now he can leave the house and he's become a great trainer and all. Like, his story arc has a great story to it, and I gotta say I congratulate Wally for that. Like, I give kudos to him. He definitely deserves all the credit he can, because freaking dude, when you compare him to May, and he's got a full restore, the bastard. Anyway, when you compare him to May, who showed little to no progression in the entire game, and her last battle that you have with her, she only has 4 Pokemon, and she didn't even evolve her starter Pokemon. It's like her fully evolve her starter Pokemon. It's just embarrassing, like, to see that a character that this game didn't even pay attention to as much got way more story than your rival. Your rival didn't get much story at all, and this was definitely a good overarching story for Wally in general. So yeah, and as you all have probably noticed on the time below, this episode is going to be a tad bit longer than a lot of the episodes that you all are used to seeing, because I wanted to do Victory Road in one episode. I didn't want to like stretch Victory Road out. I will say personally, I hate Victory Road in every game, and it's in every game. It's kind of required. It's like tradition for there to be a Victory Road in each Pokemon game. I understand that, but I really don't like it. Like, just the overall setting of the dungeon, and me, sometimes, I usually have a bad habit of getting lost in each Victory Road that I go to, no matter what it is. Or like, it's not even the fact that I get lost. What happens is that I get sidetracked by an item that I know is in Victory Road, and I try to go towards that item and get it so badly that I completely lose track of the area that I was going to. So I end up wind up not going the way I'm supposed to. That's usually what ends up happening, and I don't like Victory Road because of that. Oh yeah, as you can see, he evolved his Ralts all the way to Gardevoir, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I beat the Gardevoir as well. So all I need to do now is just hit the use Eruption. Yeah, it's a move Volcamo learned literally when I got done training. It's pretty much Volcamo's strongest attack, but it does damage based on how much health he has. It's kind of like Water Spout, only for fire. And only a certain amount of Pokemon can use that. Unlike Heatran can use it, Cyndaquil, Quilava, and Typhlosion can use it. Volcamo obviously can use it. I think Magcargo and Slugma can use it. It's like, I couldn't beat you today, Tyrone, but one of these days I'll catch up to you. So yeah, kudos to Wally for having a really good story and being a more worthy rival than May. But yeah, anyway, I'll go ahead and fight off against this trainer, and I don't know exactly when I'm gonna skip, but I have the feeling I'll need to skip soon. I'm definitely not gonna talk through each of the things of Victory Road. There is a part where I get a little lost. You'll have to excuse that, because I get a little sidetracked. Well, not sidetracked, I get a little confused about where I am and where the stairs in the Victory Road lead me. So when I get lost, you're gonna have to excuse that, but more likely I'll speed through it just to make things not as frustrating. But yeah, with that said, for some reason I'm using Trizzard to fight Roselia. And also, for a long time, y'all noticed I took Trizzard's quick attack away because it's freaking quick attack. I don't need it. And I go ahead and teach it hidden power instead. What I didn't know prior to this is that hidden power that I taught Trizzard is a water type hidden power. Now, your Pokemon know, when your Pokemon learn hidden power, they, depending on the Pokemon's like mood and time of day you caught it, or likeness it has to you, or whatever, like it's some calculation, I can't remember. I think it's called like IVs or whatever. Anyway, based on that, it'll basically determine what hidden power type your Pokemon can use. Like, hidden power can technically be any type of move. So when you use hidden power, it turns into a different type based on like its personality and a bunch of other factors that I can't add up in my head right now. But when it does, it can give your Pokemon a great advantage because it's a really strong move when you apply it to the right Pokemon. So yeah, Mara goes ahead and uses Flash. But yeah, I didn't know that Trizzard's hidden power was water, so that confused me for a long time. Because I was sitting here trying to figure out exactly what hidden power I gave to Trizzard, and I didn't know what other moves to give Trizzard other than hidden power. So yeah, that's pretty much the origin behind that. With that said, I go ahead and do this easy Rock Smash / Strength puzzle using Rhino X. And I gotta say, man, when I said I wouldn't be using filler Pokemon, that is a complete lie. I used every filler Pokemon that I captured in the Safari Zone. Like, every Pokemon I caught in the Safari Zone had a use, and I did not plan that at all. I literally did the Safari Zone episode just having fun. Like, I more or less dicked around. I just was playing around, and I caught Pokemon I thought would be okay to catch. Like, my main job was to show off the Safari Zone, and I ended up using every last Pokemon from the Safari Zone episode, from Oddish to Rhydon to Rhyhorn, excuse me, from Oddish to Rhyhorn to freaking Doduo. It's like, yeah, I used them all. I used Doduo to fly to certain areas and then edit them out so it would be more convenient to you all. I used Oddish as of now to use the Flash. I use Psyduck, aka Duck Dodgers, to use Dive and Waterfall. So yeah, I really gotta say I used every Pokemon. And I think I used Shedinja. The Shedinja I have in my computer, I used him in order to battle against Watson in one episode. So yeah, I gotta say I've used every Pokemon that I've captured, even the ones that I didn't plan on using for a long time. Except for Castform. Castform is the only Pokemon that I have that I did not use, and that's only because I didn't expect to get Castform. Like, it wasn't my intentions to get Castform. Castform more or less just showed up on my team because, you know, they give it to you as a gift. But yeah, with that said, I really don't like Victory Road, and I think I'm probably going to speed up after I end up beating this trainer right here. I'll go ahead and keep Pelakil out. She has a Ninetales, which I think is cool. We haven't been introduced to the Pokemon Ninetales yet, so I think it's really cool that we were able to see it. Yeah. I don't know exactly how far I'm going to speed up to either. Like, I'll probably just speed up to about when I get close to the end. Like, when you all see the opening again. I mean, when you all see that the darks, like, the circle around me is bigger because I use Flash, but once I get to a certain area, there will be no, like, circle at all because I would have reached the surface, meaning that I'm coming close to the end of Victory Road. But like I said, I get lost in Victory Road for a very long time, and I hated it. So yeah, after I beat this Tropius and with that said, I beat this trainer, I'm going to go ahead and speed up. I'm going to be speeding up for a while, though. Like, I'm going to be speeding past a lot of things. So, yeah, enjoy the speed through. And I'm back. Not sure how many of you all I pissed off by going to the same place over and over at several different times of the video, but like I said, I don't like Victory Road in any game. Why? Because Victory Road is the last dungeon in a game, but usually in a Pokemon game. Like, it's the final dungeon. And what I don't like about final dungeons is that in an RPG, the final dungeon pretty much confirms that it's the dungeon I go to the least. Which means that I never come back here for once I do a Victory Road, I never really remember doing it again. Like, my mindset of it doesn't even return. Like, when I was in Granite Cave, I knew relatively where I was going, and it was pretty much our first dungeon. Like, that was our first dungeon that we ever had to go through. All the other caves that we've been through in this game, I pretty much knew the premise of each of them because they were more or less like linear and didn't have as many different routes that you can go to, or areas that look completely the same like in Victory Road. Victory Road, I barely remember anything about Victory Road because I don't really like, obviously I played the game, but Victory Road just was one of those caves that was so big that I didn't take time in my brain to memorize everywhere to go. So with that said, I didn't know where I was going for a large amount of the time, and I also wanted to use that opportunity to get items and moves that I knew would help me out during the elite matches. So with that said, yeah, like I said, so that was probably the longest speed through I've ever done, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a really long edit, but I did it for the sake of, you know, getting from one area to another. And this episode would have originally been 44 minutes long if I didn't edit all of that out. But with that said, I go ahead and battle the rest of these trainers in the end. Like, this is at the point where you pretty much know you're at the end of Victory Road when you see the light again. Like, when you don't need to use Flash anymore. Like I said, you don't need to use Flash, but yeah. Freaking, this Slack King scares the shit out of me. Well, all Slack Kings do, but this one in particular. Because what they end up doing is a relatively good combo. Slack King, for those of y'all who don't remember me battling Norman, Slack King has an ability called Slack Off. And what this ability does is makes it so Slack King can attack one turn, but the next turn he's pretty much loafing around. Like, he can't do anything else. So, and the freaking thing knows Thunderbolt, so that pisses me off, and Pelakil ends up dying by one hit because it has acquired weakness to that. I didn't expect that, actually. So the freaking thing, you know, Slack King's stats are pretty much rivaling that of legendary Pokemon. Like, this thing is literally as strong as a legendary. The only thing holding Slack King off is its ability. So what does this Gardevoir do? It ends up using Skill Swap, an ability that pretty much makes it so that Gardevoir's ability that it has, I think it has the ability Synchronize or whatever, and it trades that ability with Slack King. So now Slack King has the ability Synchronize, and Gardevoir has the ability Slack Off, which means it's bad for Gardevoir, but that pretty much means I'm fighting a legendary Pokemon now. Like, that's what's happening. So I pretty much make it an effort to take Slack King by all means. Like, I have to kill that thing before it's too late, because if I don't, that thing will murder me. It has the ability to attack whenever it wants now, so I'll go ahead and try to make sure I kill it before it kills me. The freaking, I don't know if it's this, yeah, this Gardevoir pretty much uses Skill Swap again, but this time it uses it on my Trizzard, which really screws me over, because then that means Trizzard has the ability Slack, which means it'll pretty much be loafing off each turn, and I hate that. It really screwed me over, and like, the way Skill Swap happened, I thought Zagzagoon was the Pokemon that was getting Skill Swapped, when in fact it was Trizzard, and it took me a little minute to realize that. But regardless, I end up beating them anyway, so it's no big deal, but it's still an annoying thing. Like, this Gardevoir was very annoying in this battle, and I probably should have took her out, if anything. But regardless, I go ahead and pretty much, it's coming up to the wire here. Like, the episode's about to end too. I go ahead and switch Pokemon out, so I won't have to keep Trizzard on the field anymore. At least I think I switched Pokemon out. Freaking Dusclops uses Protect, and that annoys the shit out of me. Trizzard can't do any moves, obviously, so I just go ahead and use the Shadow Ball to take Gardevoir out, because Gardevoir is part of Psychic. Psychic's weak against Ghost, so it's a good thing I taught Zigzagoon Shadow Ball, and that takes Gardevoir out. Dusclops is still in the game, though, and he's going to be a pain in the ass to take. So just when I thought one Slaking was bad, they freaking have another Slaking, so I go ahead and I have to fight it. To combat it, I just go ahead and use Leaf Blade, and then I just go ahead and finish the Dusclops off with Shadow Ball, because I would much rather just fight one Slaking than fight Slaking and Dusclops. Because a part of me fears Dusclops, and a part of me fears pretty much the whole Dusclops family. Well, except for, obviously, Duskull, but Dusknoir, and Dusclops. I hate both of them. So yeah, Zigzagoon freaking lives that Brick Break like a beast. I thought it was going to get killed because Slaking has such a high attack power, but whatever. I don't get killed. Trizzard ends up loafing around, but it doesn't, like, I'm not brought down too much by it. Slaking should be dead after this. Oh no, it hangs on. But thankfully, this Slaking doesn't get a skill swap like Gardevoir did, so thankfully I didn't get hit again with another attack, and I just go ahead and finish it up with Hidden Power. Hidden Power Water. So yeah, that goes ahead and that pretty much finishes Slaking. And with that said, I'm about to exit the Victory Road. Like, it's literally above us. So yeah, all you have to do now, what am I doing? I think I'm healing my Pokemon. I'm using Antidote to heal Trizzard's poison, and then I heal my Pokemon. I'm reviving Pelakil and healing the rest of my Pokemon. I don't see why I'm doing this considering the fact that the exit's literally right above me, but whatever. I just go ahead and heal my Pokemon up. And finish things up with Trizzard. So yeah, I apologize for me getting lost in the freaking cave, but what are you gonna do? It's freaking Victory. It's Victory Road. Like, I hate Victory Road in all games. But anyway, there's the exit, everybody. Boom, bam, there it is. And now that we're at the exit, we come up here, we walk up here. And once we walk up here, there it is. Bam. There it is. So, with that said, in the next episode, we'll be battling the Elite Four. See you all then. Tyrone the God 3 out, everybody.
いつか